Alright, so I unpacked the steering wheel hub and it looks like it is the right size. I had one from an S13, but the splines on it were a little bit too small, so they don't fit on this, I don't know, steering column? Yes, steering column. But anyways, this is going to be really straightforward. I already have the bit here. Already took out everything that I needed to. I had to cut behind here because I didn't have a tool that could pull out the Torx bits. They're like buried like this deep in the back of the steering wheel, and the hole for it was so small, like you couldn't fit pretty much anything in there. You needed, like, I don't know, a Torx on the end of an Allen key or something to be able to reach in there. So I just chopped the whole thing out so I could get to it with whatever Torx bits I have. And that disconnects the airbag. There's just a bolt behind it, and that is a 27 millimeter, I believe, yeah. But pretty straightforward, not really that hard of a job. And then at this point, I guess this is the moment of truth. There's a little pin here, which I assume is for the ground. And there's not a plate on the back of here to connect that to, so I'm not positive if I'm going to have a horn, which I need to solve. It does apparently have a backing plate on the other side, so this is where the ground would connect. And I just want this. I don't really want the rest of this. I don't need this wire. I'm not going to run an airbag in this. But I'm not sure that this will just disconnect or if I have to cut it or what. And I didn't really want to because I was considering selling whatever I could out of this. But yeah, it's looking like I'm going to have to cut that because I don't want all this junk. This is going to get in the way 100%. And quite frankly, I can't have that there. Like, this will go here, and you can see that is already an issue. So I guess I'll just smash it out or something. So, I don't know. I'm not actually sure what these are called, but I've been using these for years, and I'd say this is probably one of my favorite tools. I need to sharpen it a little bit, but these cut just about anything with very minimal effort, and I love them. Goodbye. Bye. There we go. Oh yeah, there's some metal in there, but there's some more testament to to the strength of this. Wow. Ow. Kind of hurt my wrist a little bit, but either way, I think that this should be good enough if I were to plug this in. What the? Aha. And if I can find those bolts, bolt those in. Bam, that goes right there, and then the hub should go on top. Oh, nice plastic. It does look like it fits on the spline, so thank God. Only had one mishap so far. Alright, well, time to go look for those bolts. So I found two bolts that don't fit, but they fit. They're a little bit too long, but as you can see, I've solved that problem with just about the most ingenious way you could. These don't actually thread, but they're pretty much the right size. So once these get tight, they shouldn't rattle or anything like that, but I'm going to use just these two. They were the only two bolts I could find. They're not the proper ones. To thread this into the back so it doesn't vibrate or rattle or anything back there. The wheel is going to compress it, so I'm assuming that it's really not going to be that huge of a deal, but I just would like to avoid any unnecessary vibrations and rattles, if you know what I mean. The ground should be solved now. It's plugged in, it's ready to go. This is a Luisi Italy hub or something like that. I wanted to be sure I had the right pinion size or whatever this is. Not pinion, I apologize. Anyways, I'll put a link in the description for this if anyone's interested in finding one for their Volvo 240. I'm assuming that a lot of hubs are a similar size to this, but like I said, the S13 has a smaller one than this, so doesn't work for everything. Just gently thread it on there and kind of spin it. Boom. Easy peasy. Now, I read the manual and it said roughly 4 ugga-duggas in order to get this on nice and tight, but we'll see what happens. Feels pretty sturdy. It came with a little thing that you put over it as well, a little metal plate, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use that or not yet. So, got the sparkle and quick release whereabouts. Alright, so we're back, and I have my hub here. I should probably tighten this up just a little bit. There's little adjustments back here, these screws, and it rotates on this. It's kind of rough when you don't have, there's a locking mechanism as well, but it's kind of rough when you don't have the wheel on there. It gives you a lot more leverage. I'll tighten these up just slightly. I don't want them to be like super tight, but this should suffice. Well, either way. Lovely. I may or may not remove the quick release portion of that.